What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sports Bets, but mostly chaos. If you don't know by now, I'm Craig.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ben. Me.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're Ben? Because it doesn't seem too confident. All right. Well, anyways, let's just move on. We got some stuff to get to, so we're gonna jump right into some NFL talk as week one is in the books. Some things went down, maybe surprising, maybe not so surprising. So let's just dive right into this right now. Who do we want to start with? You know what, John? Your team played first, so let's just switch right over to you. Let me know how you felt how the Cowboys played, and maybe what you're looking forward to this weekend as they visit the Chargers.
Yeah, they played amazing. I was expecting them to lose, roughly not get blown out, obviously, but I thought they would lose by easily more than one score, and for them to take it down to the wire and actually be leading with a couple of minutes to go. Unfortunately, when you're leading with a minute to go, and the other person on the other field is Tom Brady, and he's paying them refs, those damn zebras. You're not going to win.
Wow.
But
Damn, calling it out.
My man.
But yeah, I have really nothing to be discouraged about with the Cowboys. I have them starting off the season 0-2, and hey, they almost stole one of those two losses. So this week I have them losing again, going into LA. I mean, I know it's not really Chargers home. It's probably going to be more of a home game for the Cowboys. But at the same time, DeMarcus Lawrence is out for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken leg. Ezekiel Elliott will still see what he's going to get going. Collins he tested positive for PED, so he's done for 5 games. So
who is Laureano?
They lost the right tackle. So it's just
her.
I feel like it's just a perfect storm this week for Herbert, Eckler, and Keenan Allen to go have themselves a huge day to start off their season 2-0. But next week the Cowboys finally go home for the first game, and they have Philadelphia, and I think they'll get the first one next week. But yeah, for now, I mean, Dak Prescott looks amazing. CeeDee Lamb and Marty Cooper. I think both of those wide receivers have a good chance to get over 1,000 yards this year. And yeah, we'll just see where it goes from there.
0-2.
We suck again.
Yeah,
all right. Anyways,
I had to start off 0-2.
All right, well, we can jump to a team that will definitely not be 0-2 because they're 1-0. Jason, 49ers, maybe a little bit of a closer game than maybe we all saw was going to happen. Why don't you let me know how it played out with the Lions and maybe take me a little bit into depth about what's going on this week against them. Joke artist.
I like it. You wouldn't know, obviously, as a Cowboy fan, but
Daddy, chill.
To be projected to be actually a good playoff team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
good playoff team that I projected going 0-2. So yeah.
Okay.
You keep wearing your Chargers jersey, all right?
Yeah.
Go Chargers, go!
Damn. Cahoon's already off the bandwagon. He's already faded this.
Yeah. He already jumped ship real quick.
Call for what it is. 52 minutes. The Niners dominated the Lions. And the Lions came back. They recovered an onside kick. They didn't give up. I give them that much. I mean, they hung around and made some Niner fans sweat a little bit. Kyle Shanahan took out his starters, and even Nick Bosa took off his tape of his cleats, and they're like, "We're gonna rest you." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh shit, we need you back in the game, dude. Lace him back up." And it got really hairy for a second. More injuries, man. You're losing Mostert again, out for the year. Dre Greenlaw today out for 6 to 8 weeks. Just more injuries. It sucks. You lost Jason Verrett, who was a stud last year as a quarterback at a thin position for the Niners, and now he's done for the year with the ACL. So it looks like 2020 injuries are not behind us, and we got more ahead of us, unfortunately. And now we got to face an Eagles team that beat the crap out of the Falcons, and who knows what we're going to do there. So that's a really toss-up game to me. The good thing is with Shanahan, he's been known when they stay on the East Coast for a 2-game swing, he's come out the second game guns blazing. So I'm going to kind of expect the same. I think the Niners could get up like 10-0 early, maybe make Jalen Hurts have to throw it a little bit more. But it should be an exciting game. I think it's one of the games that are maybe below the radar this week for fans to look at. And yeah, I'm expecting a close game, but I'm expecting the Niners to pull it out.
I want winners.
Damn right.
All right, Benny, we're shifting to you. I guess you have a couple of things to talk about. You talk about the Rams, the Lions. Pick, choose, I guess, what you want to talk about, and then also what's coming up this week for both of those guys.
Well, I mean, I'll start off with the Chargers. I was, not surprised at all, but actually kind of pleased to see Stafford come out, just throwing a bomb, wasting no time.
I think you maybe meant to say the Rams on that one.
What?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
what I was talking
I
about.
was so confused. I was like, what is he talking about?
But it's all good. It's all about having fun. So no, I mean, Stafford came out for the Rams and just immediately showed why he was traded for so much. And he's a great quarterback. He's got a great arm, but an accurate arm. Doesn't seem to overthrow the targets too much. He can move around a little bit. He's not the most mobile quarterback out there, but he's also not a Tom Brady where you literally put a bet down that he'll get 1 yard rushing and you can't even get that. Cohoon, do you know that feeling? Anyways, but I think that
I don't get the context.
didn't you bet that he would get a rushing yard during the Super Bowl and he didn't even get a rushing yard?
Paid that.
All right. He put his bets behind him because he lost it. So anyways, moving on.
I honestly don't remember that.
But anyways, moving on. Yeah, so they got the Colts this weekend. I think that it will be I think it'll be a decisive win. I think maybe the Colts will put up a little bit of a fight, but at the end of the day, I think the Rams are just now a true dominant team on both ends of the ball. So I think that they'll be looking to be pretty strong. And then so moving on to a not so strong team, we'll move over to the Lions. And you know what? I can't be too upset. Yeah, the Niners took out their starters. Yeah, the Niners were playing blindfolded, and they were playing partially crippled as well. It's all good. The Lions look like they were having fun. They had fans in the stadium. But you know what? Jared Goff, he was a little hot and cold, but when it mattered at the end, he was making some good plays, smart plays. He was a little rocky, a little shaky at the beginning for that pick 6, but you know what? It's going to happen. But I liked the overall intensity that the Lions brought. I think that it shows hope. Maybe in the next 10 years to, win
I don't think so, Tim.
a handful of games. But this week they play, I'm totally blanking on it. Sorry, I have to track it down because I'm totally blanked on it. They're on Monday Night Football against the Packers. Duh. So I see them taking that game but they're gonna have to bring what they brought out in the last 7 to 8 minutes against the Niners. They need to bring that from the start of the game, not in the last desperation mode. So I think that
what you're saying is that the Packers need to have a bunch of injuries and sit their star players. Is that what you're saying?
this isn't your moment. So
No, you're
anyways.
right.
Oh, okay.
So-
I'm just making. All right.
Hey,
This is
worry about your
moment.
Eagles. You got your own problems.
My team sucks.
But you know what? I think it'll be a good game to see Jared Goff playing against the Packers and 2 Cal quarterbacks going head to head. It'll be a good game. I think there's going to be a lot of yardage for the long bombs. We'll just see who actually hits their targets and who overthrows it by about 10 yards. So look for the Lions maybe to sneak this one out, but I still am confident though by 10. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh my God.
Still so bold.
I'm
So-
sick to my stomach right now.
All right. So let's see. Who do I start with on this one? Well, let me just start out with the Minnesota Vikings on this one.
Yeah, so Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings. Shout out Lizzo. Anyways,
I think we just got copyrighted. My bad.
so I came out and I said Minnesota really needed to get this season started on the right foot. It was a very winnable game. with the Bengals. And very, very boring game early. There's just not a lot of action going on. And then Minnesota got behind. They came back. Kirk Cousins had statistically a relatively good game. But again, the defense gave up a couple of big plays. And that's ultimately got him in the hole as it was. They kicked the game tying field goal late, I think, as time was basically expiring. Got it to overtime, and then the one drive Minnesota was basically getting into field goal territory. Well, Dalvin Cook fumbled the ball. Close play, I think, based on the fact that it was called a fumble initially, is what kind of ended up being what killed them, because looking at the replay, I don't think it was necessarily a fumble, but I just don't think there was anywhere enough evidence to overturn it. So you had to say the original call. Unfortunate. Bengals get the ball back. They go on the field. They kick the game-winning field goal. They fall 0-1, and disappointing for sure, because now they get to go another road game. They play at Arizona. Arizona looked really, really damn good. Kyler Murray was excellent with his legs, with his arm. I mean, he looked fantastic in week 1 at Tennessee. So not good for Minnesota. I don't think they're coming out with a road victory. I think they're going to start 0-2, which is not good. I predicted that they were going to somehow make the playoffs, but if they start 0-2, it's not looking good. So unfortunate, but a lot of season left to go there. So then we shift over to the Bills, and kind of a tough one. I know I also talked about how, if you're the Steelers, they're this big, they're already an underdog, big underdog week 1, and they're looking at themselves like, hey, we're still a good team. And that was a weird game too. There was not a lot of offense going on. I think the defenses showed up in that one, and there was also the big blocked punt that led to the special teams touchdown.
That's really the only reason why Pittsburgh won too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, so a little bit of a letdown for Buffalo, I think, to start out the season. I don't think the Bills need to be too worried, though. They still have tons of talent just on both sides of the football. So as long as the health's there, I think they'll be okay. They have a good bounce back, I think, game going down to Miami, which I know for sure last year, I know Miami played the Bills pretty well down in Miami. I don't know if it's been a consistent thing or not, but I think the Bills will be okay.
Consistently inconsistent.
But I think the Bills will be okay. I think they're going to bounce back. I just would hope to see the offense click a little bit. Hopefully get some touchdowns. Get Diggs, I think, more involved. I don't know 100% what his stats looked like. But I didn't hear his name very much, at least watching Red Zone and whatnot. So hopefully they can bounce back. And then lastly, I guess we'll talk about the Raiders. I did not think they were going to pull out that victory on Monday Night Football. Kudos to them to, I guess prove me wrong in a way. I said that it would have been very Raider-esque for them to, first home game at Allegiant Stadium with fans in the stands, that they would go out there and, I basically said stink it up without necessarily saying those exact words. And yeah, the first half didn't look good. I thought my pick was looking really well on that one, but they proved me wrong. Kudos to them. Derek Carr is now leading the NFL in passing yards after week 1. I know Jason probably would like to argue against that all he wants, but stats are stats. They are numbers and they don't lie. So kudos to them. I don't like their matchup this weekend going to Pittsburgh. I know the Steelers offense didn't look very good at all last week, but I don't know. I could see the Raiders struggling offensively to put up points against Pittsburgh defense. And maybe they'll keep this thing close. Maybe it'll be a good game, but I don't see it happening. I think the Raiders are going to drop this one. So, but yeah, that's what I got for
just waiting for your dad to pull out. Come out
guys
from the back and just smack you in the back of the head and say, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah. Pretty much.
The question people want to know is, what jersey are you going to be wearing on Sunday? Calamari or Kirk Cousins?
Well,
definitely Calamari.
Glad that you asked that, because I don't think I'm going to have the ability to. Well, actually, I guess I could wear it because the wedding going on and it's not really so late in the day. It's well, actually, no, it's actually I can't wear either of them because they are an afternoon game. So by that time, I'm going to need to be getting together with the groomsmen and getting ready for the wedding. So the answer is neither.
Wow.
I call bullshit. You're going to be wearing that thing underneath.
You like that?
No, I sweat to these. I can't wear that underneath all that. That's crazy. All right. Really quickly before getting anything this week, NFL news. I have something I want to bring up to you guys. So, as you guys know, one of the injuries that happened was the Ryan Fitzpatrick injury with Washington football team with the hip subluxation. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if you guys are all too familiar if you guys have heard, but apparently there's a chance that injury to Fitzpatrick actually happened before
I heard this.
Before the game. Okay. So if you don't know about this, I'll pull this up really quick because I'm not gonna lie, I don't have it just down, exactly. But basically, somebody called in to, I believe, something the fan, one of the radio stations that covers Washington, and basically said that Ryan Fitzpatrick was at a water park, I guess, leading up to this game with all his kids and everything. And the rumor,
Philip Rivers,
basically reporting that Fitzpatrick might have hurt himself going down one of the water slides. I guess he went down and he was clearly something wasn't right. And I don't have the full details in front of me, but basically they're saying this caller basically claimed that Fitzpatrick hurt himself before the game, and then when he got hurt, he re-aggravated it. So there's this whole story that it's unreported that it happened, and whatnot. I don't know what's going to come of it or not, but interesting news to hear about that for sure. So, and yeah, the guy said, this is the water park, this is, so I don't know. It sounds fishy to me.
Yeah,
it's unreported. I'm not going to put, there's no smoke right now, so I don't think anything comes of it.
But even if that's the case, like, these are human beings with families. If you want to go to the damn water park, you go to the water park.
No, Ben, it's that if you injure yourself, so if you get injured doing something off the field, then then the team's not liable to so whatever. Basically, Fitzpatrick would be his hip injury, he would have to pay for himself and stuff like that.
Okay.
Stuff like that, because who was it? Ben Roethlisberger, when he got in the motorcycle accident, the Steelers, they didn't have to pay any of his medical bills, because it was off the field,
okay,
and stuff like that. So
yeah, no, I mean
that's the thing.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, it's unreported then. Yeah, you got no proof. I mean, unless you see a random YouTube video with him limping off of a water slide, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing. You got nothing. You're just talking rumors now. I mean, Jay, maybe we could get some insight on how you feel after going down a water slide and the effects.
I got finish him. Okay, I got a little bit of insight. So, yeah, going down a water slide with a hurt back is not fun.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine having a hip. Maybe he was injured. Maybe he had like a little twinge before, went down a water slide, and it was like, oh shit, really. But the whole thing takes me back to somebody I don't know if you guys remember Jeff Kemp from the Giants said that he got injured washing his truck when he was really on a motorcycle because he didn't want to get fined and he wanted to get paid still.
Yep.
And same thing with Monte Ellis. So 12 years ago, whatever it was, riding his moped.
Who was the guy who slit it was a quarterback and he slit his finger.
Oh, who was
cutting onions or something like that. It happened just either last year or the year before, but he literally was he was cutting and he literally slit his thumb, his throwing thumb. And he was out for a couple of weeks because of that. I was like how do you do that?
It's one thing.
You are just the worst type of person.
To get injured while you're working out for the team, even off-site, if you're still working towards conditioning yourself, but just to do some dumb shit, the team's not going to look very fondly over that. So.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, it just kind of reminds me of Dustin Penner, when he was a hockey player that literally had to sit out for an extended amount of time because he pulled something in his back, apparently leaning over to get more pancakes that his wife made. And
I forgot about that.
during the interview, they asked him like, "Is that really what happened?" He was like, "My wife makes damn good pancakes." So, shit happens. At the end of the day, we
I
are
think that's
human.
a sign that you're getting old.
Yeah. So I mean, shit happens. But I think that
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Fitzmagic, you got to kind of cut him some slack. I think that at the end of the day, he got hurt on the field. It sucks, obviously, because that magic disappeared very quickly for them. But you know what? I think he's going to come back next season stronger, better, and not go to the water slides.
And even more season.
Yep, I would have to agree.
There is a little bit of breaking news. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Oh, well, hold on a second. If that's the case, we gotta cue you up for this one.
Oh my God.
That's not it.
Oh man.
The NFL just announced that they're going to do a Hard Knocks season with the Indianapolis Colts.
So what, for next year?
No, like this year.
Oh,
Actually,
you are just
during the
worst
season?
type of
During this season.
They're just jumping right into it, huh?
Yeah. Give something a
Damn.
different look.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we get to see Wentz actually hurt himself on camera this time.
Wow.
Just literally, if you're the Hard Knocks filming crew, just follow Carson Wentz around. Eventually, he'll see when he gets hurt.
Jesus. All right.
What's your guys' biggest
You guys-
surprises?
I'll say let's before we get into
Oh.
like any of our week 2, what we're looking forward to seeing or any games looking forward to. Biggest surprises, I guess maybe a good and a bad, maybe. Anything from you guys? Anyone want to start off?
Yeah. I'll go with the bad. And obviously, for the people who watched my Cohooney Guess the Spread, my lock of the week for week 1 was the Green Bay Packers.
Only 2 people saw it.
Not only did they lose, they got blown out, and it was bad. And so that was easily my biggest surprise of the whole week 1. Like, I don't know what that was.
I say he's an
But my
idiot.
biggest, I think my biggest surprise was how good Tyrod Taylor and the Texans looked. I mean, yes, it's Jacksonville, but I mean, like,
You call them the first
Tyrod-
place Houston Texans, by the way.
Tyrod Taylor last year, people forget Tyrod Taylor last year was supposed to be the starting quarterback of the Chargers until the doctor poked him with that needle and Justin Herbert never gave up the job. So this is not, an awful quarterback. This is a quarterback that just last year, week 1, was starter. And sure, the Texans are not going to go anywhere, but I mean, I think a lot of people were just writing them off. Oh, they're going to go 0-16. It's like 0-17. It's like, no, they're still competent. I don't think they're going to finish last in the division. I think Jaguars still finished last.
Damn.
Jason?
The low-hanging fruit for the least impressive team is the Green Bay Packers. So Cohooney already covered it. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. You got Matt Ryan, you got Calvin Ridley, you got a new stud in Kyle Pitts, and you shit the bed in your home opener against the Eagles. Like, I don't know. Every year it seems like, at least the last 3 years, I keep waiting for Atlanta, especially when we start doing the spread. I'm like, oh, Atlanta's going to cover. And they're just, is Matt Ryan done?
He should be. I think he's honestly a little overrated in my opinion. And football is a little small, but I'm just gonna say overrated.
Yeah, he is overrated.
So I honestly, with Matt Ryan, I don't call him overrated. I think people just know exactly what he is now. He's the last
he's
of a
overrated.
dying. He's the last of a dying breed, other than Tom Brady. I mean, Brady and Matt Ryan. That type of quarterback is not the future. The station non-mobile, just stands in the pocket and throwing. That's just not what it's going to take now in 2021.
Well,
unless you're Tom Brady.
So taking that plus not being a mobile quarterback and not having weapons to utilize at your disposal, because Brady isn't mobile, but he created a team to fit his style.
And the problem with calling Matt Ryan overrated is that no one's expecting them to win the division. No one's even taking them to get second in that division. I think they have Carolina and New Orleans, or not even New Orleans. No, they have either Carolina or New Orleans winning second. Tampa Bay is obviously going to win that by. So I think everyone has them in the dumpster, unless Carolina just shits the bed. I don't know, but I know what I get with Matt Ryan, and you know what you get from him anymore. No one's expecting them to go to the Super Bowl. And is he done?
It should be.
I think we got to see what quarterbacks come out. Maybe Atlanta is the worst team in the league and they go take Rattler, but
maybe
that's
they trade for Dak
the only way.
I don't think so, Tim.
And to flip it,
whatever.
Most,
Let's just move on. Go, Jay.
It's not worth it.
Surprising. I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals going into Tennessee and beating the crap out of them. Like that was something. And that, as a Niner fan, I am not excited seeing that. Kyler Murray can ball. The way he dodges tackles and can run around, and again,
like when he ball for the A's.
Yeah. The Arizona Cardinals are no joke, and that NFC West division is the best in football. So it's going to be a juggernaut, and that's what I got.
I don't know, man. That AFC West is all undefeated.
Yeah, that's I think that's tough. Because I think what you said is, John took the low dangling fruit.
Low-hanging
That's what
fruit.
she said.
Yeah, so
He got the
that one-
fermented cheese.
So that one's tough. I think that one I could still. Wow, this is a good one. I could still come up with another team I think disappointed in. I guess
Your team.
I would still take the two teams we've already talked about, but I guess if I had to pick another team, I'm gonna take Buffalo on this one, just because of the expectations, and they're heavy favorites in week one. They could have really made us and just beat up on the Steelers, especially knowing that Pittsburgh had no points in the first half. Yeah. So and it's not in a way of like, oh, it's all looking bad. I already said earlier, I think they're going to bounce back this week. They're going to it's a get right game for them. But I just think it was a little disappointing just based on the fact of like, they could have came out and made a statement like, yeah, guess what? We're still here. We're going to be in this thing at the end of it. We're ready. We're still hungry. We're ready to go. And it's just unfortunate that it played out the way it did. Yeah. So just simply because Green Bay is the easy choice. Atlanta would probably be the next best one. I'll go with Buffalo, that they were probably, I think disappointment.
Yeah. I think everyone's sleeping on how good Pittsburgh's defense is going to be, especially with TJ Watt. Well, he got paid and he's shown it.
And Pittsburgh has had, how many years in a row have the Pittsburgh Steelers had a good defense? They've had a good defense for as long as the Raiders have had a bad defense. But
everyone's paying so much attention to Indy and Washington and Tampa Bay's defense, and everyone's just sleeping on Pittsburgh. It's really still one of the solid defenses, and the Bills still would have won that game if they didn't have a block punt. So it was just a weird game all around.
And so I changed that one around, but one thing I'm going to stay with when it comes to on the flip side of the good, I can't not choose the Arizona Cardinals for the way that they went out and absolutely balled in Tennessee, and exactly what Jason was saying. Kyler Murray, my God. I mean, the guy can run like crazy. He can throw the ball well. I mean, he looked damn good in that first week. And I think what's crazy too, because now that, we've kind of gone through a week and, even through our show, we talked about how that division is going to be really good. All four teams are going to be in it. A lot of people have written off the Arizona Cardinals, that they are the weak link. And they're saying that it's not even close, that they are the weak link. So Arizona, I think they may know that they have some doubters, and I think they're out here trying to prove a point that don't forget about us. We're still in this thing, and we're just as good as anybody else in this division. So, yeah, I got to stick with Arizona. I think they were the big up in from what I saw. So,
I would say preference, like outside Tampa Bay, I think the next best four teams are in the NFC West.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll probably come across that at a different time, but
you have to see.
Let's go, Benny.
Where's Kansas City rank? You said Tampa Bay,
Midwest.
You said Tampa Bay, and then the next four were the NFC East. So NFC West. So where would you rank Kansas City though?
I said in the NFC. not the NFL.
Oh, he said just NFC.
Oh, okay. So you're saying okay. I can get behind that then. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's valid.
All right, Benny, what about you?
Okay.
So I'm gonna say two kind of disappointing games. I know you're supposed to pick one, but I'm gonna pick two. One
Overachiever.
was the Dolphins against the Patriots. I was kind of disappointed by the Patriots' ability to generate offense and only getting 16 points against Miami. It was a little shocking, to be perfectly honest. I know that they obviously don't have all the guns they used to have and all that stuff, but still, I thought they would just kind of jive a little bit better. Shocking on there. And also the Ravens to sit there and kind of let their lead evaporate the way they did, kind of letting Derek Carr have the time and space to make plays. They were given some opportunities to kind of keep it in their favor. The Ravens did, and they didn't. So those were two pretty big disappointments in my eyes. One positive note was, I will have to say, the Lions. Yes, the Niners put in their second string, third string, water boys, all that stuff, whatever. You know what? The Lions are still a team that is rebuilding, trying to find their foundation of just how to play American football, because apparently they don't know how to do it yet. But you know what? It was good to see Goff.
What are they playing? Australian or Canadian? What are they doing?
They're playing dodgeball. So,
Pee-wee?
But it's just good to see them kind of fight back the way they did. Getting some clutch catches, clutch touchdowns. They played good football for a little smidge of time. Unfortunately, the game is 60 minutes. They weren't really aware of that. I don't think that's probably something new to the NFL of 60-minute games. So they're going to have to work on that. But you know what? It was good to see Goff land some good throws, because at the beginning of the game, he was only doing the 6-yard throws. You know, he was frankly being a little ass. I was like, dude, grow up hair. Let's go.
That's what she said.
Let's go. So to see him kind of get, confidence late in the game to try and help rally his team, I think that shows a lot of hope for this season to get my prediction correct, 11-6. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my top and bottom of that. So
top and bottom, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hello, Nickelodeon.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Well, we'll shift our attention over here to. Yeah, I was waiting to use that one.
Hold on, Craig. Hold on. Do you want me to do my bets, or do you want me to follow suit with you guys and just do it?
If you got them, we can do them right now.
I'm doing mine off of the ESPN pick'em, so obviously the spread could change by Saturday.
Yeah,
so I'm trying
that's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna do mine on when I.
You're still gonna go with the ESPN?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, John, you ready to do your picks? You're doing them right now.
Yeah, I'll do my 5.
All right.
I have 5 NFL.
Okay, but this is not your Cohooney 5, right?
No.
Okay.
There's UFC this week, so UFC will be my Cohooney 5.
Take it away. What are your picks?
Yeah. So these spreads are obviously from the ESPN Pick'em League, so they're spreads that are current, so they're obviously subject to change by Sunday kickoff. But right now, I'm going to be taking Houston plus 12.5. In the NFL, this isn't college football. It's the NFL. Teams just don't get blown out by 13 that often, and it's just too big of a spread to take.
I have the Jets at the Chiefs last year on the phone right now.
Yeah, hey, one. Have you looked at the actual stats about that though? No. Okay, whatever. Shut up, mouth then. And so I'm taking Houston plus 12.5. And for the exact same reason, I'm going to be taking Atlanta plus 12.5. I do not believe Tampa Bay beats Atlanta by 13 as well. I think they will beat them by over a touchdown, similar to 7, 8, 9 points, but just too many points. Then I'm going to go and take for people who watched our previous video or pick them. I took Tennessee to win outright, straight up. So I'd be kind of stupid not to take them plus 5.5. So I'm taking Tennessee plus 5.5. And then Kansas City for the people who watched the Ken Cahoon Guess Our Spread video, Not many people did. I don't think it saw 0 views.
Just
Oh, it's got like at least one, bro.
just spread them.
It's got one.
Oh, my lock of the week for this week was Kansas City -3.5.
Hate them.
So once again, I'd be kind of stupid not to take them. And then the last one, my biggest upset call probably all season. Might not happen, but Detroit +10.5. I have them winning outright as well. So I got Houston +12.5, Atlanta +12.5, Tennessee +5.5, Kansas City -3.5, and Detroit +10.5.
Damn!
All right. Good looking. All
A
right.
lot of losses coming here.
Shit.
You
All right.
shut up.
So I guess before we
How's
switch-
that not a drop yet?
Oh, that's a good point. I'm surprised I don't have that one. Good point. I guess I got some homework to do. All right. Really quick, before we shift any topics, just any games we're just looking forward to seeing in week 2. Any games?
What was it? Actually, I'll be a homer. I want to see Cowboys versus Chargers. I think that's gonna be a really good game, and the NFL agrees. It's the primetime game, not primetime game. It's the afternoon headliner game. Jim Nantz and Romo will be calling that game. So, yeah, let's watch. I can't wait to see that game.
Yeah,
Who are the Cowboys playing?
Chargers.
Go Chargers,
Oh,
go!
got it.
Yeah, come on. Yes.
Man.
Go Chargers, go!
Jason.
Taking my bias of the Niners out of it. I'll make some softball teammates kind of happy. I'm interested in the Vegas Raiders and the Steelers game. I think that could be a good game as well.
Nice. Anything else, Ben?
I'm kind of excited to see the Rams, see if they can see if they're the real deal. That's going to be a little interesting. And then obviously you got the Lions. I'm curious to see just what they'll do. But I would say my number one overall though is the Vikings and Cardinals game. That's going to be a pretty interesting one. I'm curious if Calamari or whatever can have 2 consecutive weeks of just good abilities offensively. So I'm curious to see how that goes.
All right, yeah, looking at all the matchups right now, and there really isn't a lot of these games that are just screaming at me right now that just say, like, I want to watch this. Like, I'm looking at the morning games. I guess maybe the Rams-Colts game possibly, but I don't know. I don't even think I would even put that one in there. So I guess like in the afternoon, I would say Minnesota-Arizona just because I do like both the quarterbacks in this one. So I'm with you on that one, Ben. I think Minnesota-Arizona, that would be a good one to watch. And I'm actually going with John this one. I think the Cowboys Charger game, and I guess part of that has to do with the fact that I'm the lone person on here that picked the Cowboys to win that game outright.
So like winning.
So I would lean with that one as well. And then maybe if I'm picking a third game, probably the Titans and Seahawks, just because, even though Titans look bad, I still think the Titans are still a decent team. The Seahawks were really good last week. So those are 2 playoff hopeful teams right there. So I would say that one, but those are probably my 3 I would say I'm looking forward to the most in week number 2. So
yeah.
All right, boys. Anything else football before we shift it over?
I'll do Cal real quick. It's very brief.
Well, that's interesting because we're actually out of time now.
Oh, and that's what Cal was all about playing here against TCU. They played TCU and blew another 12-point lead. And the week before they played University of Reno and blew a 14-point lead. Garbers has just looked like garbage. So very hot and cold, inconsistent. Honestly, very disappointed to see the Cal play this season. They've just been, there's nothing to be excited about. So I've been very disappointed in the first 2 games. I'm hoping it can turn around, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But they're 0-2 right now. They were underdogs. They were projected to lose against TCU, but the way they lost was very disgusting. They should have handled Reno, in my opinion, the way they played, and they just kind of sat back and let Reno take it to them. But yeah, no, I'm just hoping that they'll turn around by the end of the season and kind of get some more confidence going. And just maybe make it into some sort of bowl. I don't know. They try to make bowls for
Like
everyone.
the
So
toilet bowl.
no, they literally have so many bowls. Like they have the
I
Voodoo
know.
Bowl. I
It
mean,
was-
that's ridiculous. So,
It's
anyways,
okay. It just it's fine. It's good. Don't
but
worry about
irrelevant.
Don't worry about it.
Whatever.
Well, screw it. He did college football, so I'm going to do a quick talk.
it. Oh, no.
Oh boy.
So many people always write off the Pac-12. Well, guess what? Oregon knocked off Ohio State, you East Coast bias mother effers.
Whoa.
And the Pac-12 is going to have two of the best top 10 teams. Both Oregon and UCLA look like real threats, and I can't wait to see what happens the rest of this year. Those two teams look amazing. UCLA knocked off LSU week 1, and now Oregon has knocked off Ohio State week 2. So, hey, keep an eye on those two teams.
All right. Are we ready to shift now? We're ready to
We
go.
are
Yes.
ready to rotate.
All right, let's move things over to the baseball diamond as the MLB season. It's getting down to its last couple weeks, at least, of the regular season.
And if you're an A's fan, you just say thank God.
And if you're an
yeah.
Angels fan, you just say, "Wait,
It's not
there's
over
still
yet?"
baseball going on?"
I'm sorry, Ben. All right, well, I'm glad you mentioned the A's because we'll start with them. So let's see. Last Thursday, let's see, what have they done so far? All right, so they opened up a 3-game series with Texas over the weekend at the Coliseum. It was a stretch of 9 games against teams that just really aren't that good. And as the A's fashion has been, they won Friday. The bullpen blew a big lead on Saturday. Then they lost a low-scoring affair on Sunday. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Rangers. They finished 10-9 against the Rangers team, who could lose 100 games this year. They lost 2 out of 3. They went 10-9 against them. It's just not good. So then they go to Kansas City this week. They wrapped up a 3-game series. They won today. They won 2 out of 3. Then once again, another series that they could have won all 3 of these games. The bullpen falls apart. Frankie Montas did not look as crisp in his start as he did in his last, chunk of starts now, which is unfortunate to see. But I guess what's the temperature for you guys? So now, I guess another thing too, they are going to head down to Southern California to take on the Angels for a 3-game series with them.
3
it's
wins.
The last three games against Angels this season before they return back home, and I think it's just the Mariners and the Angels the rest of the way. So, John or Jace, whichever one wants to start out, what's the temperature right now as the A's are still, mathematically in it, but where are you guys at?
Well, I'm very lukewarm because it's like it's just so disappointing because a month ago it was the hitting that wasn't doing anything and the pitching was amazing, bullpen and starters. And now we fast forward a whole month later and it's the bullpen. I don't trust anyone in that bullpen. I don't care if it's Romo, Diekman, Trevino, Chafin, Carrera. Oh, please, why is he still pitching? I don't trust anyone in that bullpen. And then the starting pitching, I mean, it's Frankie Montas, and that's it. Manaya's been Blair. Blackburn, he should. It sucks that Blackburn has to pitch because that should be Bassett right now. And then Irvin and oh my God, help a brother out.
Diekman?
No,
Who was Laureano?
Why am I blanking on this too? So you said
Ohtani.
Montas, Blackburn, Irvin,
Bassett.
Cole.
Irvin.
really, no one's helping me out here.
Who's the other
Pablo
guy?
Sandoval.
Who's the other guy?
Shut up, Ben.
Who's the other guy?
But they both of them, we had no expectations about them beginning like when they first got brought up, but then they were competent. And
Tim and I,
now,
right?
I just him and I. It's
Caprillion.
when I can.
Oh,
Caprillion, there we go.
Caprillion. God, we suck.
Rhymes
God,
with
we
chameleon.
suck.
Jeez. Should've
And it
known
just
this.
it sucks
Oh,
because it's
Benny,
like
Benny.
they were
I'll get
confident.
you,
They
and I'll look like
did
a
what they
bloody
needed to
accident.
do, and now they're not. Like now they're just trading a gas can. So it's very unfortunate. And you see Toronto, they're doing what they're doing. They're doing work. The Yankees get to beat up on Baltimore. It's like, of course they get to play Baltimore. Red Sox are beating the Mariners, which hey, Mariners were giving it a shot too. Like they passed us. It's like it's it just sucks. It's not the September that we were all expecting it to be. And yeah, we'll be hitting the golf courses in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll say something too. Like, I know that obviously, yes, I'm not the biggest A's fan, but you know, it's
You're
cool.
not.
Shush. But I'm cool with seeing you guys do well, and especially with the way that everything has been kind of roller coaster this whole season for you guys. And I really thought that you guys had an opportunity to make a push, and it is just downright frustrating to sit there and see your guys' bullpen give up 6-run leads and more, and you're kind of like, dude, like, you really kind of pay these guys a lot of money to just handle business.
No,
And they're paying them enough anyways. Then they're giving up 2-run jacks at a time, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? You're walking 4 people. You're just like, dude, you got to get your shit together. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing, if they just don't want to be there, if there's something in the dressing room or whatever you guys call it. But that whatever. But you know, I just think that it's honestly kind of shitty to see that you guys consistently are giving up leads the way you're doing. It'd be one thing if you guys were just losing right off the get-go, but the fact that you guys had a 6-run lead against the Royals and then you guys end up losing, it's like, come on, like, you guys, you got to be better than that. You know, you got to want it more, you know, as a athlete, you got to want it more than that. And again, like John said, like, your guys' offense was at one point the kind of the problem, but now you guys are getting 6, 7, 8 runs a game, and that should be enough in baseball, even with this high scoring sport now, the way that it is. And I feel that you guys are being let down in probably the most shittiest of fashions, because your bullpen can't get 3 strikeouts or 3 outs in an inning when they really need to. It's just kind of shitty. It just sucks to see, because, you know, you really kind of hope that maybe, hey, like, they'll have a good run, make it into a wild card spot at least. But, you know, it's crunch time in September. And I mean, you got to say, this is like the ultimate shitting the bed right here. Like, this is the ultimate way to do it. And it's kind of sucky just because of the way you're doing it, not because, like, oh, you know, like, I get you guys have that perception, like, oh, they're done, they're mathematically in it, but they're out of it. But the fact that they're losing the way that they're doing, they're giving you guys hope, like, they got a 6-run lead, dude, they're gonna win this game, and then they end up losing, like, you know, what was it, 9-7 or something like that, or 10-7. You're like, what the actual was that? Like, yeah.
I even went to bed, and when they were up, and I woke up the next morning, I'm like, they lost that?
Yeah, you're shocked. You're shocked. That's my input. That's my input on
I will say that I don't, the whole ultimate collapse, I don't think I go that far, especially if we're talking about recency bias. You can't, I don't think this is going to top the 2014 A's when they traded Yoenis Cespedes for John Lester, and they just went downhill. They clinched at the last day of the season. They go to Kansas City, they lose that heartbreaker to the Royals, and the team completely disbanded. Now there's going to be comparisons, because, you know, the A's have, you know, kind of gone downhill since the deadline, which sucks because they're getting contributions from the guys that they got at the deadline. But, and at the same time, I think they are in for a very similar offseason with the way this team's going to look next year, based on the way that they've gone downhill. But the fact that they made such a controversial deal back in 2014 and the way it played out, I just don't think it's going to be the ultimate collapse when you have that had still happened. So yeah, I don't think it's ultimate, but it's up there. It's definitely going to be up there, but I don't think as far as that.
No, it basically, like, what the A's did in 2014 would be basically if the Giants were to trade Joey Bart for Chris Bryant, and then be where they are at the deadline, and had just, you know, got the second wild card. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, be the best team in baseball, do a trade you did not need to make, and then not only do you not win the division, and you don't even get the first wild card, you get the second wild card barely on the last day of the baseball. So yeah, obviously 2014 will always be probably the most probably one of the worst seasons the A's have ever had, where they actually were in the playoffs.
Pain.
Yeah.
Yep. No, and
It just sucks. Yeah.
I'm not trying. I wasn't trying to compare necessarily to the 2014 because that is pretty shitty. But I was just saying in general, like just with the way that your season is gone, and then kind of how things finally were ramping in your favor. Finally looking up, you guys were like, winning, having good winning streaks. You guys are looking consistent. And then it was just kind of one thing after another that kind of just started, being wrenches in your gears that just kind of threw off the chemistry, though, and you kind of saw the writing on the wall, and you didn't really necessarily want to say you read it or saw it, but it was there. And you kind of had an idea what was going to happen. And it just sucks. I think to me, I know that you guys obviously are gonna be like, no one cares, but my thought process is the Laureano thing, that whole 80-game suspension, that I felt like that was kind of a really big dagger, and that really hurt the team in the clubhouse and also on the field and in the batter's box. I felt like that was a real, that guy is a very good, like Canna when he was out for a little while. He's a very good key player, but I feel that Laureano just as well, because he's a very good defensive player, but he's also a reliable bat. And I don't know what he's like in the clubhouse, but I'm sure he's probably a ball of joy. So yeah.
Yeah, I brought that up. I think I brought that up last week. I mean, right now, this postseason stretch, it should be Bassett, not Blackburn. It should be Ramon Laureano, not Seth Brown and Chris Davis. So it's like. Yeah. Just those two are like, that's huge.
Yeah.
Like, and it just sucks. I mean, that's like the Astros not having Framber and not having Altuve. Like, those are two humongous key pieces for the A's. Like, that's arguably besides maybe Montas, arguably the best pitcher on the team, and arguably the best defensive player on the league. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Jason, how do you feel? Or have you jumped to the Giants?
What's that? You good talk Giants or A's?
Well, give your 2 cents on the Giants. All right, I'm sorry, on the A's. I didn't say Giants.
We talked about it. I mean, after the trade deadline, I was juiced. You got Marte, you got Josh Harrison. I was like, oh, right, they're going for it. But it just seems like one thing after another. You guys touched on it. Laureano went out. Bassett got hurt. The bullpen has been dumpster fire.
Whole bunch of gas cans.
Just terrible. It's going to be a slow and painful death. Like the next 15 days or whatever it is, it's going to be, we're 3 games out. You could go on a run, but I just don't see it. They're not consistent enough hitting and pitching to even with the teams that they have on deck. You don't know what you're going to get. Like Craig said, he lost to the Texas Rangers, who are going to lose 100 games this season, and he went a little over 500 with them. You don't know what you're going to get with this team. You don't know what you're going to get with this team in the future, whether that's on the field, out of town. You don't. There's a lot of clouds. A lot of we don't know. So, my stance hasn't changed. They're not going to make the playoffs, in my opinion, and it should make for a very interesting offseason, including rumors that Billy Beane might leave the organization and go to the possibly. So,
no, he was there was talks that he was going to leave last offseason as well.
Yeah,
plans fell
through. I think another thing too that I don't remember if I said it on the show or not, but I at least spoke about it off the show, that going into that 9-game stretch with Texas, Kansas City, and the Angels, I thought the A's needed to go at least 7-2. 7-2 to really have a chance, because it's not just the fact they got to win; they need help.
Yep.
And they went 1-3 in the first 4 games. So I know they bounced back, they won the next 2, and they could still come away at 6-3 with a sweep. But I just think that, and at this point, it's just like
not enough.
If they get in, I mean, they're gonna go up against either like the Red Sox or the Blue Jays or the Yankees, and it's just like it's not.
At this point, it should be the Ray.
It just
Robbie Ray. Yeah.
It's just I hate to say like it's not worth it, because if they somehow pull a game, then all of a sudden they're in a series. But man, I just don't see them competing in a 1-game elimination game against any of those 3.
Yeah.
So it sucks to say it, but I just think it's time to punt.
Yeah.
I think so.
I
I know
swear
they're
to
gonna
God,
fight
Ben
hard.
better be looking at his wife.
I know they're gonna fight, and I know they're gonna, and whatever. But I don't see anything good coming the rest of the way, sadly. So, but
Oh fuck!
all right.
I'm like, if Ben's not looking at his wife that way, and if it's like someone like Reese, like, dude, you're gay.
Oh yeah!
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
it's
there's
such a-
nothing,
Is
nothing
that
wrong
a
with that
Coors
anyway.
Light?
So,
Yep, that's a Coors
but
Light.
anyways,
Yeah,
let's
it's
go.
my second one.
Let's move on to the. I guess touch on the Giants a little before we go to the Angels.
Yeah,
The
let's talk
Giants.
about
They
let's talk
punched
about the
their
NL.
ticket to
Yeah, the
the
Giants.
playoffs.
They are
That's
Let's talk
officially.
about the
up.
NL Cy Young.
They are officially
In.
postseason bound after.
Oh, that's awesome though.
Okay, you want to talk or?
Sorry, go on. I couldn't tell that you were talking.
Oh, okay. Glad. Why don't you take another sip of that Coors Light? Maybe you'll feel a little. Maybe you'll go over the limit. But anyways, so let's see. What did the Giants do? Oh, they played. Who did they play over the weekend? Who did they beat? Oh, they played the Cubs. Yeah, they went into Chicago. The Cubs, they stink, and the Giants.
Hey, you put some respect on Schwindel.
Basically, they needed to sweep. Well, they didn't need to sweep, but they should sweep, and they did. They handled business like they should. Chris Bryant returned to Chicago. That was emotional for him. Cool to see. They handled business. They won all 3 games there, and then they came home. They took on the Padres for a 4-game series. They ended up winning the first 2, but they ended up dropping the last 2, including an afternoon game today over at Oracle Park. Yeah, so I guess the good news is the Giants did clinch. I guess if there's any bad news, the Dodgers immediately clinched pretty much right after. But I still think the Giants are just they're better than the Dodgers, I think, right now. But that's just me. But anyways, anything else you guys want to add on to that?
Yeah, the Giants have, in my opinion, the NL Cy Young of the year, Logan Webb, on their team. I cannot believe how good he is pitching, and it's pretty amazing. But like like you said, they clinched the postseason, and it's a little shocking. But right now, if the postseason ended today, and the Dodgers would be playing the Cardinals, and obviously everyone believes the Dodgers would win that, so then it would be a 5-game series, Dodgers versus Giants. So I have to ask you guys, in a series where it's Webb, Gosman, and Cueto facing off against Buehler, Scherzer, and Kershaw, who wins that? That's the scary part. It's like I have Webb winning, but it's like, can the Giants win the other 3 the extra game that they need to win that 5-game series? So I have Webb winning 2 of those games, but they got to win the other one.
Well, another thing to think about is that they don't necessarily have to beat the starters.
Yeah,
the Giants have shown time and time again, and they did against the A's. They stay close in the game. Maybe their starting pitcher gets out pitched, but the way Kapler pinch hits guys, the way the guys just plug and pull, it's just incredible what they do. So I know there's a lot of, will the Giants eventually run out of that magic, that late inning magic? And yeah, it's very possible. But yeah, I think if you look at if you look at the 3 starting pitchers of the Dodgers, the 3 on the Giants, yeah, the Dodgers have the edge. Sure. But just based on the way the Giants have found a way to get things done, I can't clearly say that the Dodgers would win that. I would still probably favor the Giants just because of what they've continued to show now over 140 games. Like, they haven't gotten cold at all. So yeah, I think, if you look at the pitchers, the Dodgers have the edge, but I can't, it'd be hard to count out the Giants based on what they've shown us now over these last, handful of months.
Yeah, they beat Walker Buehler 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. So they have confidence. And the thing with this Giants team is that anytime, and we're going to find out again, anytime that the Dodgers get somewhat close to them, they're 1 game back right now, the Giants seem to put, the foot on the gas again, and they get up to 2 or 3 game in between. So, they got a lot of, Dodgers are right on their heels, and it's going to be crazy. And I don't want to be the Giants or the Dodgers in a 1-game playoff, because that's just going to suck, and that's a lot of pressure. And cream rises to the top. But I think the Giants have enough to hold them off. It's just a matter of
Mhm.
the wins. Losing 2 to the Padres now. Now you got to bounce back.
No, yeah.
So.
Okay, before we get to the other team, I got a quick question. Between the Reds, the Padres, and the Cardinals, because it's looking like it's going to be one of those 3 teams. Obviously, the Phillies have a backdoor chance, but it's kind of similar with the A's. It's like, I don't think so. Which of those 3 teams would you want to see get the second wildcard spot?
As if you're a Giants fan, or just do you want to see in general?
No, just in general. Like, okay, so let's hypothetically say the Giants hold on to the division, and it's 1-game playoff in LA, Dodger Stadium.
Who
Dodgers
do
versus
you want to see him host? Who do you want to see him play against?
Padres, Reds, or Cardinals?
Probably the Padres.
I'd pick the Padres because I feel like that'd be the most competitive.
Most big rivalry.
Yeah, I think one thing is the starting pitching has really fallen off for San Diego. Yu Darvish has been atrocious.
It'd probably be Musgrove if it was a 1-game.
Yeah, it would be Musgrove.
Yeah.
I just think the Padres, they still have offensive talent, and obviously including Fernando Tatis Jr. So I think you can make the case of the Reds with Joey Votto with the year that he's had. I think the Reds would be a close, probably second. But I mean, if San Diego even upsets the Dodgers in the wild card game, I don't think the Padres have much of a chance against the Giants. So realistically, as a baseball fan, you would probably want to see the Dodgers beat whoever it is again, whoever they play, just to get that series. But yeah, I guess we're picking the 3 teams. I would say the Cardinals would be a third, Reds close second, but the Padres would be the number 1.
Yeah. For me, I would like to see the Reds, just because they have so many players that like no one pays attention to. Like no one pays attention to Jesse Winker. No one pays attention to Castellanos.
Yeah.
Moustakas. India's been amazing as a leadoff hitter for them this whole year.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be fun, and they would be starting Cindy Gray too. So
yeah, that'd be crazy to see. So all right, well, we'll shift things off down to Southern California. Benny, what's going on with the Angels?
we just got done with the Dodgers.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is pretty boring. But unfortunately, Ohtani is at 44 home runs, and then Perez and Vlad Jr. are at 45. So it's
Perez tied it. Okay.
Yep. Good race.
You do that today? Yeah, that's right. You did it today.
It's a good race. So see who's going to be the home run leader by the end of the season. 3 good names up there. So it's cool. It's a good battle. Unfortunately, Ohtani was supposed to pitch tomorrow. Something's going on with his shoulder. So he's actually not going to pitch. So he may actually be done for the rest of the season.
I saw that. Pitching. I saw that as well.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see, he's obviously going to get some swings in, see if he can, take it. But I don't know if maybe that's going to be a little bit of a strain. So maybe he won't have that as much power. Who knows? I don't know. John, I can tell you want to say something.
I always want to say something.
Oh, I know you do. Fire away.
No, just because remember last year he was shut down for the whole season for pitching, but he still hit all the time. So whatever's bothering him, it's not going to affect his swing. Kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm going to say, kind of similar to how I have my rotator issue, but that doesn't affect me with swinging. Like it's whatever his issue with Ohtani, it's probably like a rotator issue or like a shoulder issue.
Just where that rotation of doing.
Yeah, it's the rotation of going over while going under. It's not going to affect him. So I think where they're at, there's no reason to pitch him and take a chance that, oops, there goes his elbow. Oh my God, Tommy John. Like, no reason to pitch him. Just let him hit. Let him hit every day. Get his 4 bats every day. See if he can see if he can win the home run race.
No, that's good. I definitely agree with that 100%. No need to force it. Why pitch him? What are you playing for? Absolutely nothing. You got, unfortunately, we got a 3-game set against the A's, which we just talked about earlier on the broadcast. And so that's looking to be probably 2 out of 3 of a loss. That's going to be fun. I'm glad that they're, hosting Oakland for some free runs. But they did actually take care of Chicago, the White Sox. They won 2 out of 3. I don't know what your guys' problem is with Chicago White Sox, but whatever.
We're just beat them 2 out of 3, like 2 weeks ago, bro.
But when you were in Chicago, how'd they do? Not too great.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Our starting pitcher only got hit in the freaking face, but
we're not going to
fine.
talk about that. But anyways, moving on. But then we got the Astros for 4, so hopefully we can steal a couple from them. Maybe help out the A's a little bit more as well with that.
There's no helping. That's like you got to move on from that. That's done.
Okay. So, anyways, you never know. Damn it.
Goddamn negative Nancy.
Right. So they got a couple weeks left. They got 2.5 weeks left of baseball, and then they'll be hitting the golf course, having a good time. May open some brewskis with the A's. We'll see. Probably going to happen. But at the end of the day, all I care about is let's see if Ohtani gets to 50. If not, will he be the home run leader? And if not, where will he even finish the season? So not too much to report, obviously. So we're looking forward to next season. And then moving on from there. So yeah, no, just nothing too much to report compared to the A's. But yeah, no. So we'll see what goes on from there.
All right. Anything baseball? Anything else we gotta talk about? We're good.
Nope.
Good. All right. It's time for the return of the Cohooney 5, which also the bowling recaps in there. We got the bowling recap back. So pick and choose whichever one you want to start with, John.
Yeah, bowling recap's a little funky this week because we were bowling a brand new this guy who the rest of his team didn't show up. It was just him, and he was establishing, which obviously first it takes 3 weeks worth of establishing to get your actual average. So he's got to bowl 3 weeks, and then we can actually figure out how many points we won this week. But me personally, I struggled. I came in with a 184 average. All 3 games were in the 170s. I just could not get enough strikes in a row to I would have 2 or 3 in a row, and then I would have split, or I would just get one spare. Oh, here's an open. It was just a bad night for me. And at the end of the night, I still got all 170s, and I'm bowling lefty still, so can't complain too much. We'll see from next week to see how it goes. One of our teammates decided to watch the Raiders game instead of coming to bowling. And you know what? Hey, I'm a huge football fan. Cowboys play the Eagles next week on Monday night. I'm still going to be at bowling. So if you're watching this, Joseph, I doubt you are. Screw you. All right. So to go on to my Cohooney 5. Unfortunately, after 2 solid perfect weeks, I did have a losing week last week. I went 2 and 3. Ooh. I got the wins from the Chargers +1, and I got the win with the Carolina -4. But unfortunately, I lost KC -5.5. I lost San Francisco -8, and I lost Green Bay -3.5. So my overall record now goes to 57, 44, and 4. Luckily, I guess MLB and football just not my good sports to bet on, especially basketball. So I'm gonna stick to UFC, where I'm actually really good at betting on. And this is a weird card because it is not a main event card. I mean, the main event is Anthony Smith versus Rick Spann. That doesn't scream main event at all. And to show how non-main event that is, there's 15 fights on this card. So it's just a whole bunch of up-and-comers and just a fight until, can we just fast forward to next week for the pay-per-view? That's pretty much what it is. But like always, I'm going to take the 5 fights that are on the main card of the fight night. And this is a funky one. I've never done this at all during my whole Cohooney 5, but I'm actually taking every single favorite. Starting off with Tony Gravely. He's just way better wrestler than who he's fighting, and I don't see any way he loses. So I'm just not going to take the shot. Tony Gravely wins. Next up is Armin Trukusian, -800. One of the best up-and-coming fighters, prospects to keep your eye on. He's got a cupcake matchup. If he loses this, I'd be shocked. It's like O'Malley versus the other guy. The next up is the closest fight. It's on the main card. But I am going to take the favorite, Ariana Lipski. I'm going to take her to win. And then the next one, It's actually a girl.
Sorry, I'll have my
And then-
McGregor, who the fuck is that
Yeah.
girl, queued up next time.
Because there isn't. And then next up in the heavyweight, Ion Katsabella, once again, like, he's not going to lose. And then in the main event, it's Anthony Smith versus Rick Spann. I'm just not a believer in Rick Spann. This is his first ever time. He's not even been in a Cohooney main event before. Now he's going to be in the main event against Anthony Smith, who's UFC veteran. Nothing special, but he's been around for a while. He's kind of like the Donald Cerrone of his division, where UFC fighter that everyone respects, and I think he just takes it here. I'm just not a huge believer in Rick Spann. So to go over it again, my Cohooney 5 for this week's fight night is Tony Gravely, Armin Chukusian, Ariana Lipsky, Ion Katsabella, and Anthony Smith. Can we just get to the goddamn pay-per-view already?
Well, not with that attitude.
Next week's gonna be amazing.
Ew.
Nick Diaz back finally after 6 years, or actually 7 years. Yeah, he got suspended for weed.
Nice.
Yeah,
The
that's
devil's
tough.
lettuce. All right. You heard it here first.
How do you get suspended 6 years for weed? It's like,
Well, just ask him.
No, you're right.
hey, don't have to go that
All
far.
right.
He lives in Stockton.
All right, well, we'll shift things over to the softball diamond. Some big news to report, as this week it was all about
Playoffs?
yes, playoffs. Playoffs went down.
I think there's already been a spoiler of this whole video. So
Maybe it depends how much you're paying attention.
Yep,
But
that
we'll
is
test
valid.
it. So, all right, we'll start things off with Monday. We had no game the prior week because of Labor Day, so a week off to get ready for playoffs. It was the first game of potentially 2 rounds, as we were a league of 7. It was time to trim it down to 4. We were the 2 seed. We played the 7 seed, and some tensions were rising pretty early. The game was pretty close, but we ultimately pulled away after we had a 9-run third inning to put us up 11-1. It was a 13-1 final, which puts us in the final 4. And we will now move on to next Monday. We play the early game against Life West, which they have been a little bit of our, I guess, kryptonite so far, as in the 2 matchups against that team so far. We have a tie and a pretty big loss. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes. But if we do win that game, we will be the team sitting and watching as the number 1 seed plays the number 5, as they upset the number 4 seed. So the winner of that, we would play them at the late game. We'll take it game by game and see how it goes. And then we shift things over to last night, Wednesday. It was another playoff round there, but this was just a 1-round playoff. We had the 8:00 game, as we were the number 1 seed. We watched as the number 2 seed, who we all expected to be in the championship game waiting for us, pulled away in a close victory. And we had quite a close game ourselves. Definitely more interesting. And just the more I think about it, just think about how it seemed like every bounce and every play just did not seem to go our way. I think you could almost argue that we actually got out hit in this game. A lot of that had to do with just a lot of walks. I felt like we probably just never got that really big hit. There was a lot of fielder's choice force outs that led to RBIs that got us a couple runs, but also could do it. But there was also just bad hops. And if you've been able to see closely, you will see Jason was on a bad end of a very bad hop of that one, right in the eye there. Not
Suck
pretty.
it, Christie. Now he has the award for the hardest hit of the ball to his face.
Yeah, so that was a very very hard to come through. Just not a good moment. And another one that was not such a situation, because the way that happened is it was, the bottom of the last inning, runner at first, nobody out. That happens. And, instead of potentially having 2 outs, nobody on, or 1 out with 1 on, it's 2 on, nobody out. They put a little route together, and then there's another close play. The base is loaded, a little dribbler in front of home plate. Our catcher goes for the tag play, doesn't know that you can't tag. You have to be on home plate. There's no tag plays at home. It has to be a force play. interesting. But anyways, at the end of the day, we ended up pulling it out. We ended up winning 11-8 in a very, very close game to send us the championship game, which happened to be right after. And all of a sudden, the Bats just decided to, well, I mean, not to say wake up, because there just wasn't given a lot of opportunity to swing at a lot of good pitches in the first game. But we came out with some authority. Not 5, not 6, not 7. How about 16 runs in the bottom of the first inning to
That's unheard
really
of.
set the tone, except for the time we get up 17 one time. But that's neither here nor there.
That wasn't me. So,
But 16
Oh, you're the
runs,
difference maker,
and
Tony.
I'm pretty sure double digits. We probably hit 10, maybe 11 runs before they even recorded an out. So we were straight up bashing. It was, I want to say, I don't remember. I know the first 3 hitters between Jason, Haley, Keith, it was double, double, double. So a lot of in and out fans. Shout out right there for you there. Just came out bashing, and we held them. They had quick at bats. They weren't really getting anything much going offensively. We queued on a few more. And then eventually we led to the top of the 4th inning where the mercy rule comes into play. It was 21-1. And I'm going to shift things over to WMPA radio. Kmart is on the call.
Oh, God.
The finale. Bases are empty. 2 down now after the forced play at home plate. The pitches hold on to a 20-run lead here. 1 out away. We'll clinch it. And Martin sets the pitch. Swung on. Fly ball left center field. This should do it. Haley's headed back. She's under it. And she'll make the play. Ball game over. Season over. And it's been a long time coming. But for the first time ever, Where My Pitch Is At stands alone as champions. Yes, that was WMPA radio on the call. You heard it there. We have officially won our first, I guess, Hayward Championship, however you want to call it. But just a crazy one. And I know Ben's really upset because, he technically wasn't even actually on this team. So he wasn't even a part of it. So it just turned out we needed to replace him with Cohooney, and that's all we need to do to win.
I mean, I was kind of figuring that was going to be the case anyways, but I was happy to see you guys win. So
yeah, but
I mean, I know I'm not going to get my name on the trophy, but it was just cool to be a part of it.
But no, it's just crazy. I think going into last night, I think I guess you could almost say a switcheroo. I think going into, at least for me, I thought the first game was maybe more of like a tune-up game, get ready for the big championship game. And even though we run ruled this no glove, no love in the last regular season matchup against them, I expected a much better showing. But and it's not even a knock on them. It's a lot of kudos to us. I mean, we came out bashing. It wasn't like they were making, I mean, yes, they made some mistakes in that first inning that kind of kept it going, but I mean, we were still going to put up runs that inning regardless. So just crazy to see how that played out. I know we kind of got tested the first game. I think it kind of maybe humbled us maybe a little bit possibly, and just made sure that we were ready to go. And unfortunately the whole, Jace get hit in the face, get hit in the eye. I think that would give us X motivation of like, okay, well, you know what, now we ain't leaving without this baby right here. So if you've been paying attention, this is our plaque for our first place finish in the league. So just really exciting. I know I have feelings, but I guess I'll throw it out to you guys. Any of you guys want to pitch in just how you guys felt maybe the playoffs on last night, and just anything maybe of the overall season as well?
Yeah, it was a weird first game. Like you said, the first pitcher, he literally just kept walking, walk. And then like they finally took him out. But like we played them twice now, and the normal pitcher that they have didn't play yesterday. So I don't know how much those two people have ever pitched before, but like we just couldn't get a rhythm because like we were just, every time that the ball was thrown, it was like there's nothing to swing at. And like I got walked twice with the bases loaded in the first game. And I mean, like, hey, it's still 4 runs because from getting walked because bases loaded. And in co-ed, if a guy gets walked, it counts as a double. But at the same time, it's like I want to swing. I don't want to take the walk, but there was nothing available to take. And then the second game, it was just like, yeah, you said that they made errors, but like God damn, like all of our hits were just hard hits, and
No
like, hey, I'm just happy. I'm just happy no one got a bad hop like in the second game, because like the way the ball was hit, like it could have taken a nasty hop as well. So, but hey, I'm glad first season I've ever played and we won. So hey, high expectations for fall.
Yeah,
Jason.
it was fun for sure. It was kind of a reverse role where I thought, oh, we're gonna smash the first game, and then second game is gonna be really tight, and it kind of role reversed it. Yeah, like you said, we weren't just sitting very well in the first game. I think we might have, to be honest, kind of looked past them a little bit and just like, oh, we're kind of just, oh, we're out here and we're gonna win eventually, but got a little nervous at towards the end. Like they had bases loaded at some point, and
Craig couldn't cut another strike.
Thanks for that.
So
you're not wrong.
Yeah, but no, it was fun. We'd rather win the ship, and now we turn our attention to tomorrow and Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's nothing to add on to is that, so we haven't played Basketball Fridays, but we do have our playoffs tomorrow night in Fremont. The 6:30 game, and if we do manage to, we are the road team in that one. If we do manage to win that, we'll wait the winner of the other game, which is more than likely going to be Alicia's team. So we'll see how it goes. And we have money coming up. So I guess, Ben, anything maybe you want to throw on Wednesdays, or also if you want to talk about Mondays, what maybe you are excited for our Monday playoffs to hopefully have a repeat.
Well, starting off with Wednesdays, I came out for your guys' championship game. It was pretty cool to see you guys take home some hardware. It was, you guys clearly came out swinging in that championship game. You guys really just were clicking on all cylinders. They weren't getting the best hops. I'm glad to see, though, that Jason's eye did not get hit in vain, that everyone just, came out to play for him. And even Haley getting hit in the back on that throw inside at home.
She was not happy.
She was not happy. She turned into the Kool-Aid woman real quick. She was ready to snap someone's neck. So it was pretty intense.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was ready to go home after that because I was a little scared what I was about to witness. But no, you guys played really hard, and you guys were coasting. And so it was really good to see. And so hopefully in Mondays, hopefully we can repeat. We know that we got to play against Life West, whatever. Bunch of assholes. Anyways,
it's not
but whatever. Okay. So anyways, we got our work cut out for us. It's gonna be a tough semis. We're gonna have to play our best game, but we know what they can offer, and we know that we can contain them if we just have the right lineup and right setup defensively, and we'll just have our bats do our work. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I really believe whoever wins between us two come Monday is going to be the championship winner of the co-ed season for Mondays. So
wow, bold take.
That's my bold take. I've been thinking that for a long time, so I'm excited to see if it will become true, and we'll see where we go.
Yeah, lots of exciting ball coming up still to go, even after the championship victory. So we'll see how it goes. Next Thursday, we have a couple more to report. So, all right, we'll shift things.
What did you guys take in the Pick'em League?
Oh, I took Washington to cover, which obviously probably isn't panning out.
You too? I actually took the Giants.
I took Washington.
Holy shit! Who got that?
All right. Well,
who's 41?
As I'm getting something ready to go here.
Is that McKissick? Sorry.
Could be. All right. Well, like I said,
I know I'm behind on you guys. So you guys are way ahead of me, probably.
So it is Jason's. And let me get this fully ready for you, because I have this ready and I've been waiting to use this for you. It is the Get Off My Lawn segment for J Rist. Jason, what is just grinding your gears right now?
It really grinds my gears.
All right, so it's the same subject with two different entities.
Oh boy.
We're going to be talking about fields. I'll start with the NFL. basically my team the last 2 years. A lot of injuries across the NFL, a lot of ACL injuries. Football is a dangerous sport as it is, and the fact that the NFL and teams in particular still use artificial turf is dumb in my opinion, just to save money on labor costs. Major props to the Las Vegas Raiders. They have an enclosed stadium, and they still use lawn, natural grass. Just there's studies now where it's. I listened to the radio the other day. Someone said at 26% on artificial turf, you are more likely to have a non-contact knee injury, or just a knee injury in general. And what are we doing? If you're trying to make the product great and protect your players and consumers and give the best product that you can, I think there should be grass on every single stadium. And you're billionaires. I'm sure some lawn is not the end of the world. Shifting gears, I'm going to shift it to the Hayward Rec League softball fields. Not even the fact that I took a ball off the eye last night. Let's not even talk about that. The grass outfields are basically mud.
Yep.
And something needs to change with that. I understand, they are about our safety and everything else. I mean, I think on Monday night we saw somebody that off the field with a leg injury as well. And it just seems like more recently than ever at the softball fields that more accidents and injuries are happening. So something's got to give. Whether that's less water in the outfield so the water can drain properly, but if you went out there last night and saw the field, it looked like a straight up movie Signs with all the whatever it was. It's just like, what is this? And you step 1 minute, it's hard surface. The next minute, it's you're stepping in mud. That's not safe at all. Not even. I mean, the infield. Could they spend an extra 15 minutes and drag it between games? Sure, but that's more time. And again, I still want to harp on Hayward, but like the fact that we're paying almost a regular amount of money for a 5-game season just seems a bit ridiculous. So if we could get that, yeah, I mean it's 5 games and we're paying almost the regular price of a 10-game or 8-game season. So it is what it is. But yeah, just better fields all around. You got to protect the players. So
yep.
That's what I got.
Right on.
I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm a key outfielder out there and playing in that mud. Yeah.
Are you though?
I mean, I try to feel like I am. Little usefulness. But anyways, but no, I'm playing out there.
I
feel like I need my rain boots. I feel like I need my rain boots out there, man. It's crazy. I mean, Craig got experienced that in left field on Monday.
Yeah, hell no.
And he was like, shit. He's like, dude, I couldn't get to that ball because the fucking mud. And I'm like, no, I get that, dude. What do you think I deal with every week? But that's why I'm just used to it. It's just
that's
second
nasty.
nature to me. So
yeah. Well, so like the field, all season, that was definitely the worst it had been all season. Like it literally looked like someone took a tractor through the outfield, just because like it wasn't even like, oh, it's a whole bunch of grass, and then you could go, oh, this is muddy grass. You legit saw like a line where there was no grass. It was just all mud. And I'm just like,
oh yeah,
what is this? And
very consistent.
That is the same field. That's the same field where week 2, I was running full speed trying to catch a blooper, and my cleat got caught in mud, and I pulled my quad. Easily the worst pulled quad I've ever had in my life. That was what took almost 2 months to fully recover.
Yep.
So that field, it needs to do some more, and hopefully now that Paul isn't, hopefully Paul can do a little bit better job next time when he's actually there.
We can hope.
All right. Well, let's turn over. It's one of our good old segments we have on our weekly on here on our show. It is the good old hit it or quit it. We ask the question, we go around, we say if we're hitting it or we're like, nah, I'm quitting it. So
before we hit and quit, I'm gonna go pee.
Oh, really? This is the time you want to do it?
This.
When we all need you to actually be here? Like,
well, yeah, he's been drinking beer. That's usually me.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm surprised Cohooney hasn't left yet.
No wonder our shows are so incredibly long.
That's all you're talking.
What? This fucking guy. He gets on a team that wins a championship, and now he thinks he's the shit.
I know, right?
Unbelievable.
As
he's literally wearing the team that his team is playing against this week. Like, what are you?
Yeah,
Like,
they're gonna win.
what are you doing?
And we're back.
Okay, clearly didn't wash your hands, but that's fine. I'm not there.
Gotta haul ass here.
All right, hit it or quit it, baby. Here we go. Who's leading it off?
Jason, you said you had 2, right? Everyone else had 1.
If we get to it.
If we get to it, but
Yeah. Jay, just start off.
No, go ahead and start off.
Talked about the A's a little bit. Got some big decisions coming up in the offseason. We know they don't like to spend a whole lot of money. They brought in Starling Marte, 32 years old. Gonna go somewhere different with this. Hit it or quit it. Would you trade Matt Chapman if it meant keeping Starling Marte?
I'll start out right now. Yeah, I'd definitely trade Matt Chapman to keep Starling Marte right now. And it's not like a necessarily like that I don't like Matt Chapman, because I do like Matt Chapman. I think he is probably one of the best defensive. I'm not even just third base, probably one of the best defensive players I'm probably going to see in my lifetime of watching baseball. But the reality is Starling Marte is absolutely incredible. 5-tool player. He has it all. And I know that he's older and whatnot, but the reality is I think Matt Chapman's going to go eventually anyways. So if you're telling me like I had to trade Matt Chapman right now to keep Starling Marte, I hate to say it, but it's basically a no-brainer for me. I would absolutely keep Starling Marte.
Yeah, it's not even a no. It's like Craig said, it's a no-brainer. You're gonna hit that just because it's like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm hitting it.
Yeah, wait. Give up Matt Chapman, you keep Starling Marte? Like, I'm already expecting Chapman to be gone in the offseason, if not next offseason. Yeah, I want to keep Starling Marte hella bad. Yeah, let's do that. So, yeah, obviously I would hit that.
Kind of want to say no. I'm gonna quit that because I feel like Chapman, he's just in a little bit of a rut right now, and yeah, I know there's the possibility they may not resign, but I think overall he'll pay more off in the end than Marte. I would have to say quit it. Yeah, just knock that shit off.
You're so distracted by the TV right now.
Okay. You should really watch the TV.
I'm going to hit it. I think, like you kind of touched on, I think Chapman's gone regardless if it's this year or next year. Marte is 4 years older than Chapman. He's 32. But he's probably good. Maybe win the batting title. Like Craig said, he's a 5-tool guy. And he does it all. So why not keep him if you can? I don't see an avenue where they're going to keep Chapman or an Olsen and bring Marte back. It's not who the A's are. They're not going to spend $15 million plus even on one player. It's not their MO. So in order to do so, if that means not releasing, but trading Chapman, then yeah, I would probably do it. Next.
All right. I can go. All right. So I know we touched on the football a little bit, and whether it's on the show or off the show, we talked about how loaded and how good the NFC West is. And they all came out banging. They all came out. They're 1-0. And I think they even said like the lowest quarterback rating of all 4 teams was like still like 120 something. Crazy. But I'm going to focus on the teams right now. We saw the way that each team won their game. So hit it or quit it, because the Niners maybe almost let that slip away. So here's the question: hit it or quit it. The Niners were the least impressive of all NFC West victories this past Sunday.
I'll go first. I'm going to hit it. I think I'm a Niner fan. Bleed, red and gold. Speaking of red and gold, I love the plaque colors behind you, Craig. It's very
solid, bud.
I would have loved to see all the other people that complained about that, all other teams that are winning this thing, because they are all the same.
I'm rocking the shirts. I'm rocking the shirt for sure. Having said that, Arizona, we talked about it, beat the crap out of Tennessee. Seattle beat the crap out of the Colts, and the Rams beat the crap out of. Who did they beat the crap out of?
The Bears.
The Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, let's call what it was, 52 minutes. The Niners Man, would they have been the most? That's the Lions, though. You got to take into account who they're playing. Yeah, I'm gonna hit it.
John, go for it.
I thought it was you, Ben.
No, go for it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I'm gonna quit it. The least impressive win from the NFC West was the Rams, because the Rams were at home facing off against Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. Everyone knew that was gonna be a win. And while the Niners, everyone knew that was gonna be a win as well. At the end of the day, they were on the road. So at the end of the day, they played Jared Goff, they played DeAndre Swift. I'm more like surprised about, hey, maybe the Lions aren't as awful as I thought. Maybe the Lions, we'll see, because I'm gonna ride the Lions this week against the Packers. So maybe, hey, the Packers blow them out by 40. Okay, yeah, the Niners game. But for now, I'm gonna say that the Rams were the least impressive, because it's like they did exactly what we were expecting.
Okay, to be perfectly honest, for viewers, I don't know the difference between the NFC and AFC. So I'm just gonna pick. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say hit it, that maybe they were a little less impressive, just given the fact that.
Oh my God!
They kind of put their secondaries in, and even when Trey Lance played, he wasn't really anything to write home about. He really didn't do anything.
Touchdown pass, bro. What are you talking about?
Get off my lawn.
Run that guy.
Get off my lawn. Anyways, I feel like
You should have just done what you always do and just followed me.
No, but I'm gonna say what I don't even know what I said. It's terrible. So I think the Niners weren't the least impressive. Whatever. I just think that they weren't that. It wasn't surprising. Like, it wasn't that they lost.
Right, I blame Ben, but now I gotta go to the bathroom.
It's probably a good thing that you're leaving right now. But no, I think that the Niners only winning by 8 necessarily. A lot of those points came when the secondaries were in, and it wasn't like, the Niners kind of just sat back, let them. They had such a big cushion, it didn't matter. So I mean, yeah, I would have to agree with John in regards to the Green Bay Packers losing. I mean, that was, no. I'm sorry, The Rams game. Sorry, the Rams game. Yeah, that was like the Rams were going to come out with guns blazing. Boom. It was going to be done. That's fine. It didn't matter who they played, even if it was the Chiefs or whatever. The Rams have a good team now. They have a good quarterback. They have good offense, great defense. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, boom. That's mine. Craig?
For our viewers, if anybody wants to see what 2 Coors Lights do to Ben, this is what you get.
This is the time to tune in.
Maybe they'll sponsor me.
I mean, this is just based off of, like, I know Cohoon did the whole maybe the Lions aren't as bad as the other thing that they are, but we're gonna base this off the knowledge that we have right now, and that is that the Lions aren't a good team. And I know, Jason, the Niners had injuries, yada yada yada. I know, don't matter, it was the Lions. And just based on the fact that, like, okay, I will say this much though, the Rams would probably be a close second to this one. You definitely not putting Seattle there, and you sure as hell ain't putting Arizona in this one. So I just had to say that just based on the fact that they kind of let the Lions get back in that game. And the Rams are close, but I will hit it. They were at least impressive. But don't think this is a knock. I still think the Niners are not the worst team in that division. They're probably even the second best. I think I even said they're going to be at the tie with the Rams at the end of the season. So let that be what it is. I digest. Move on. Next question.
No.
Really quick, what's it to say that we're judging 4 wins instead of 4 losses? Like, we're judging dial points now.
Well, all I'd say that is
That's a clown question, bro.
move on.
Next.
All right.
Then me or you, Ben?
Go ahead, John. All you.
Okay. So the AL Cy Young race is heating up. And in my opinion, people are still putting Lance Lynn in the category, but he's on the IL, and I just don't see it. So for my opinion, it's a 2-player race between Robbie Ray and Garrett Cole. And right now, all the sports books have Garrett Cole favored. But I believe that it should go to Robbie Ray. So hit it or quit it, Robbie Ray will win the AL Cy Young over Cole.
I'll go. I would pick Robbie Ray to win the Cy Young over Garrett Cole. I think the Blue Jays pushed recently.
Now, the question is, though, do you think he's going to, though?
Yeah, so I'll hit it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try
Okay,
to.
my bad. I was making sure you're wording it that way.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
if I had to vote, I'm gonna hit it. Yeah, I would put Robbie Cole there as the Cy Young winner. The Blue Jays coming back into contention. Yeah, I'll hit that.
Ben?
He doesn't know who Robbie Ray is.
He's looking up who Robbie Ray is.
No, I was texting.
Sure.
Who is Robbie Ray? Just
He probably took a screenshot of Robbie Ray's tight pants while he was doing it.
The Toronto starting pitcher.
starting pitcher. There we go. For all the folks that didn't know, who is Toronto? So I honestly have to say maybe Toronto, just given their late surge. The Yankees were. Fuck. Wait, what? No, I'm gonna say that it's the Blue Jays. I think that the Blue Jays. Is that the Blue Jays? You said the Blue Jays. You said the Blue Jays. He's a starting
pitcher on the Blue Jays.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Somebody get him in the Coors Light.
I think the starting pitcher. I think he'll win it. I think over Cole, just because maybe Cole necessarily hasn't been that he's been good, but it's whatever. It's Cole. You're kind of expecting it, So I'll give it to Robbie Ray, just mostly because I have no idea who that is. So I'm gonna give it to the underdog.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride this wave with y'all on this one. I'm gonna go Robbie Ray too. Mr. Tight Pants thrusting on every pitch. Why not give him the Cy Young? Garrett Cole's getting enough money as it is. Let's just give it to Robbie Ray. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually would like to see the Blue Jays make some noise in the playoffs because, obviously they're going to be the wild card team. Hopefully, if they play the Yankees, Red Sox, whoever it is, I don't think it's going to be the A's. I don't think it's going to be the Mariners. I would love to see the Blue Jays beat basically either Boston or New York, and they're going to be playing against Tampa Bay. And I don't know if I like their chances against the Rays just because the Rays are damn good. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hit it. I'll go with Robbie Ray on this one.
Yeah. The funniest part is, I mean, as much as the voters say, "Oh, postseason doesn't matter," you can't tell me that some of those voters don't use postseason to make their picks. And you know what? There's a chance Toronto and New York play each other, which means Ray versus Cole in the wild card game. So many voters. I don't give a shit if you say you don't or you do. Whoever wins that game is going to win the Cy Young. But for now, I'm going to hit it. In my opinion, Robbie Ray has had the better season. He should win it. I mean, it's just a great story because he went from being this pitcher who just wasn't that good. I mean, he was arguably a gas can, and now he's arguably the best pitcher in the league. So it's pretty remarkable season.
All right, Benny, what do you got?
Okay. Well, with the Raiders winning, the good comeback from behind against the Ravens, hit or quit it, that the Raiders do make the playoffs this year, to show the ability of what they have, the ins and outs. And I mean, they're paying fucking Gruden enough. So, I mean, that's pretty much a championship written all on its own. But hit it or quit it today, the Raiders make the playoffs this season. You want to go?
I'll go. I'm going to quit. I didn't predict them to make the playoffs, so I'm not going to go and say they are now after one win. Yeah, it was a good win. It was a good win. If show me something with Pittsburgh, I don't know. I expect the Raiders to go 9-8. That's just who they have talent on both sides of the ball, but are they getting the most out of the talent? Are they getting the most out of their draft picks? I don't see. They basically healthy scratched their first round pick of 2 years ago. What are we doing? So yeah, I'm gonna quit it.
Yeah, Gruden and Mayock are doing awful jobs with draft picking. It's been garbage. But pretty much, I'm going to quit it. They're fighting for third place in that division. It's Kansas City by a mile, and then the Chargers, and then Denver and Vegas. On one of those teams going to finish third place in the AFC West. While all of them are undefeated right now, third place in that division is not making you the playoffs, in my opinion. So, nope, I'm going to quit it.
Yeah, I would agree with what you're pointing out there, and also with Jason's mindset is that he picked him not to make the playoffs, and I'm not going to be persuaded by one game that they're all of a sudden going to be a playoff team. I just don't think they are one of the best 7 teams in the AFC. So honestly enough, maybe if they could show something in Pittsburgh, maybe we can start thinking that maybe they'll surprise us, but definitely not ready to say it yet. One game isn't going to convince me. I'm quitting it.
I'm gonna have to say hit it. I think that they showed some good resiliency through that game, and it was good to see Derek Carr kind of play his game in overtime, not play super stupid. I think that overall, though, you're gonna see the Raiders kind of turn new leaf this season, and I think this is going to be their year to make the playoffs. I'm not necessarily going to say they're making a deep run, but I think that they'll make the playoffs. So I'm going to hit it.
All right, Jay, I know you got one more. Do you want to do it?
We can hold off. We can wait.
All right, we can hold off. All right. As we are wrapping this baby up, about ready to say our farewells, it's the way we always end every one of our main shows, and that is with some shout outs to friends, family, businesses, anything you can probably think of. I mean,
Jason, I'll let you go first.
Ben's done rock stars a couple times, so anything.
Yeah, we got to change it up a little bit.
But anyways, yeah, I guess Jason, you want to start it off?
I mean, the only shout out I have is, congrats to Eric and Gina this weekend for their wedding. It's been postponed, I think, a time or two.
I think it's at least twice. I think it's at least
twice, right? So, hey, we're finally getting it in. You're welcome.
Damn it, I had that ready for it.
That's what she said.
Bingo.
But yeah, looking forward to the weekend, and congrats, guys.
Right on.
Benny?
I want to say shout out to Coors Light. Thanks for having a good old time. The Rocky Mountains were blue. So it was a good old time. Shout out to Crown Apple as well. But most of all, definitely shout out to the Detroit Lions for giving me fucking hope. Thinking that you guys were going to tie that goddamn game. But, I felt like the pain of the Lions fans very quickly, just getting hope right off the bat. And then it was just gone. So, it was good to the Niners, but damn you Lions. So it's cool. But shout out to y'all.
Cohooney.
All right, guys.
You gotta top that shit.
All right, guys. Who wants to start saying the happy birthdays for our host? Shout out to Craig. It's gonna be his birthday this weekend on Saturday.
Right on.
Happy birthday, Craig.
You're 25, right?
Shit, I wish, man. Shit. Right on.
Oh man, I'm 40.
Yeah, almost.
And then one more shout out. It's to one of our customers and friends, Paul. He's one of our customers, and he also works at Hayward. I found out yesterday was his anniversary, so shout out to Paul. Happy anniversary.
Nice. There we go.
Cool, right on. All right, and yeah, thank you guys very much for the birthday shout out. I appreciate it. And all right, I got a few I gotta get to. And first of all, I just do want to shout out the Wednesday night squad for the victory again. Just hard fought season all the way out. I mean, it's crazy to think, but we went 8-2 in all those games. So pretty nuts. I really also do appreciate y'all deciding to lose only the games I wasn't there for. So thank you guys very much for that. How much I appreciate that. But okay, cool. I'm glad that landed really well. God, this is awkward.
Fucking Giants, dude.
Oh, that good. So anyways, yeah, shout out the team. you guys earned it, and really ready to run that shit back for next season. And also to echo Jason, also shout out to our good friends Eric and Gina, finally having the wedding ceremony this weekend. Excited to be there, excited to celebrate. Good times for sure. Congratulations, guys. And also, I guess I have to do this. I've been basically called out on my Instagram comments earlier this evening for my post of our team photograph of our championship victory. And apparently I am not doing a good enough job of showing love towards our good teammate, Lexi. So Lexi, you've joined our team this season, and you have fit right in, and you are 100% part of our family now, and we are so glad to have you, and we can't wait to have you for future seasons. So Lexi, congratulations. I know you mentioned it before, and you mentioned it again last night, your first ever championship won, and yeah, you're a hell of a player, and we are just so happy to have you on the squad. So congratulations, Lexi. And I'm gonna try to do a better job to make sure I keep showing you that appreciation. So shout out Lexi.
What an asshole.
So hopefully I'm gonna make sure that I clip this and I'm posting it in the group chat to make sure that it's seen.
Bam.
So,
Hell yeah.
And shout out to the Washington football team.
That's bullshit, and you know it.
What happened? What'd they do?
The guy went off sides. He actually
He missed the kick.
and he missed the kick. The guy missed the kick, but someone on the Giants went off sides.
Oh,
And then he made the retry. It was bullshit.
What the biggest problem?
They didn't
The
cover.
football team didn't cover.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
teams win. Good teams win, but great teams cover.
Hey, this was perfect for me because I took Washington to win the game, and I took the Giants in the Pick'em League. So,
Hey, John. John.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Boom! That's what I'm
Nobody
talking
cares.
about.
I'm somebody. I have feelings.
Too bad. No one cares.
Anyways, that's a great way to wrap up the show. All right, boys. Fun times. Great times. I guess, yeah. Looking forward to
Go Chargers, go.
Anyways,
America.
yeah, so thank you all for tuning in. Much appreciated. As always, the plug as I usually do. If you're not doing so already, we'd really appreciate the follow at our YouTube channel, Sports Bets, but mostly Chaos Podcast. Like, subscribe, as well as you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SBBMC_POD. So make sure to hit us a follow there, hit us a like. We'd love to hear from you. Any feedback y'all have, we'd much appreciate it. Anything you guys can give us, we're all here for it. We're here for the people. So, woohoo! Anything else, boys? We done?
No, I gotta pee, dude.
Let's
Let's do this.
Everybody, we'll see y'all soon. We'll have our video posted of our picks for week 2 coming up either tomorrow or Saturday. More than likely tomorrow it'll be up there, but it'll be up there before the game start. I can assure you all that. So, all right, everybody, have a good night. Thank you all for listening. We'll see y'all.
Have a good
soon.
time.